Boo! At the open, our all-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy.
Now, what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil, doesn't make up.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning I wanna turn on this Becky quick. While the average man looking at this sad life. She fine as I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5'6". I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want a stock pick. I know that booty got dry, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot keys. Strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounce. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thought, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, open up some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETFs, making profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, you pull the trigger, and abort the
S&P 500.
It's your boy, Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now, what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning I want to turn on this Becky quick. While the average man looking at this sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5'6". I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want to stop it. I know that booty got dry, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-Wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas outside, and about 5 hot picks for the day, cause I like the way the Dow bounces. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thumb, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, open up some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETFs, making profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETFs. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? And make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? And make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? And make profits. That TTG money gang, making profits. We some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. Today is a very special day, not just because tariffs are supposed to go on at midnight tonight, but it's my birthday. It's my birthday. It's the day of my birth. So happy birthday. Nice, solid green day for us today. Also inside a True Trading Group, another one. Another unbelievable day. The triple-digit gains just keep on flowing. This market volatility is absolutely insane. If you're still sitting on the sidelines and you're freaking out and you're panicking, I really don't know what the hell you're doing anymore. I honestly don't. I don't know what you are doing if you are still sitting on the sidelines. I have never in my life did I think I was going to be able. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I've only seen volatility like this twice in my entire life: 2008 and COVID. That's the only 2 instances in my trading career, and I've been doing this over 18 years, where you had the possibility of the market being up 4.5% in the morning and down 2.5% in the afternoon. Literally only 2008 and COVID. Those are the only times, or 2020. Those are the only times that you've seen that. And now we're seeing it here yet again. And I am so incredibly proud of members of True Trading Group because they are absolutely crushing it. The moderators are crushing it. The members are crushing it. We have, it's not unheard. It was not unheard this week for some TG members who made either a large portion or they made their entire year salary in the last 2 trading days. We've had members make an entire year of a teacher's salary in 2 days. I'm not exaggerating when I'm telling you this. That is the opportunity that is out there. You're talking about the biggest individual stock and market moves from a point basis that you have ever seen in the history of the stock market. You're talking about the SPY moving 30, 35 points in a day. That is unheard of. And it's something that you really have never seen. From a percentage wise, you've seen it, right? COVID, 2008, from a percentage wise, but from a point basis wise, you got to remember the SPY was much cheaper in 2020. The SPY was much cheaper in 2008. So to get this kind of point move is absolutely insane. And we're going into an extremely crazy day because obviously at midnight tonight, the tariffs are supposed to go into effect. But we're going to talk all about that. We're going to talk all about what we think is going to happen tomorrow. But first, I mean, honestly, it's not, I think right now what people really need to take a pause and think about is it's not necessarily just about the money. It's more really about what the money represents, and that is freedom and security. You have to understand, I think it's fair to say that everybody's goal when they get involved in trading, everyone's goal is to supplement or match their income to eventually be able to maybe do this full time. And that is a goal that everybody sets out to achieve because it gives them financial security, true, real financial security. Having a job, okay, I have absolutely no clue, Chowder. I couldn't tell you. Your guess is as good as mine. Go flip a coin. Flip a coin. I couldn't tell you. I have no idea if Trump is going to delay tariffs on China. I couldn't tell you. I have no clue. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he does or doesn't. That is the point that I'm trying to make. Everybody is freaking out about what's happening in the stock market. And yes, the stock market's going down. Yes, the market's going down a lot. I have no idea if he's going to delay the tariffs or not. I really don't. I'm not going to sit up here and try to pretend like I know what's going to happen at midnight. Honestly, you know, you can think he's going to delay them. Some people think he's not. Who knows? We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I don't have open positions right now. I closed my positions out today. We caught a beautiful short today. And we've kind of faded that morning move on the SPY. We said resistance 526. We faded it. We caught some shorts in some financials and some tech names. It was a monster day for us inside of True Trading Group. Okay. It's above my pay grade to try to predict what Donald Trump is going to do. I have no clue. My job is to participate in this so that when the dust settles, I can offset any loss in my long-term portfolio by adding. Generate income on the way down. Okay. Now, I bought some stuff in my long-term portfolio yesterday. I was very vocal about that. I said, listen, the markets are down 20%. If there's not a recession, then you are pretty damn close to a bottom. If there's not a recession. Okay. Now, the chances of us having a recession are very high. You very well could have a recession. The markets are going to go lower. I still have a nice amount of cash on the sidelines that in case we do go lower, I'll buy at much lower prices. But I have to buy some stuff when the markets get into bear market territory. It's just something that I always have to do. But when you get into a situation like this, instead of worrying about the long-term portfolio and what should I do? Should I sell now that the market's already down 20%, or do I buy? What people should be focused on doing is actually generating income from the trading activity and the volatility that this market provides, and then using that money to either supplement your income and pay your bills as if you experience financial stress during these times, if you potentially maybe lose your job over the next 6 to 12 months, which is a possibility if we do have a recession. Companies lay people off, unemployment rate goes up, right? It's harder to find the job. That's what happens in recession. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything for you here on this live stream. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what I think you need to hear to make sure that you and your family are financially stable. That's what I'm going to tell you on this live stream. That's what I tell you inside of True Trading Group. My job is to ensure to the very best of my ability that THD members have a safe, quality, and supportive place to learn on, okay, and to make money with during this time and all the time. You don't ever want to be in a situation where nothing is coming in, right? You have no income, nothing's coming in, you lost your job, your savings are dwindling, and you could have put yourself in a position to have prevented that. Not to say that you could prevent yourself from losing your job or anything like that, because you can't. And that's the point that I'm trying to make. No matter how good of an employee you are, no matter how much overtime you work, no matter how high your scores are, when shit hits the fan and the economy suffers, companies lay people off, and you are expendable. Okay. You are not, you are replaceable, and they will let people go. It doesn't matter how good of an employee that you are. So you have a false sense of security when you have a job and you work for somebody else. If you want real security, and this is why any successful trader doesn't really care whether or not we have a recession. And the reason for that is because even when there's a recession, the stock market's open. And that's all a trader needs, is internet and the stock market to be open. It's what people strive and set out to achieve, is to generate a consistent enough return so that they don't have to rely on anybody other than themselves. And then the stress of potential recession or the stress of an actual recession fades, because you know, even if you were to lose your job, you can generate enough money to at least pay your bills and not have to dip into your savings until the economy recovers. You can go find another job again. Or maybe you decide not to find another job, and maybe you've gotten to a point where you're able to just generate enough money trading that you just become a full-time trader, like many of our members actually have. I'm not sitting up here trying to tell you that this is easy, right? But nothing that's worth doing is ever easy, but it's also extremely possible. And you shouldn't wait until your back is completely up against the wall. If you're nervous about what's going to happen in the next 90 days or something like that, then you need to start preparing yourself now. Don't wait until it's too late. Okay. You don't want to wait, okay, until, you go ask anybody in Tornado Alley. Do you wait until the tornado touches the ground to come up with an idea of where am I going to go? No, everybody has an emergency plan. Everybody, when times are good, everybody plans for the emergency. So when shit does hit the fan, you're not running around like a chicken with its head cut off. That's what's happening right now. That's what you should be doing. You should be getting yourself to a point to prepare for a backup plan, for an insurance policy. So in case you do go into recession, I am not here to predict for you what's going to happen, because I'll tell you this right now. If the tariffs stay as is right now for several months, we are going to have a recession. If the tariffs do not stay as is for anything longer than just a couple of weeks, if negotiations happen, tariffs come down, tariffs get delayed or something like that, then we could avoid one still. You're still at a point where you could avoid recession if that happens. That is my personal opinion. Now, the fact that I simply do not know what's going to happen with these tariffs, nor do I have any control of it, I can't sit here with a straight face and tell you with conviction that this is what I think is going to happen. I don't have conviction on what's going to happen. I'm looking at this is possible and this is possible, and I'm going to roll with the punches. And that's what's allowed us to make a ridiculous amount of money in these last couple of weeks. And it's not just me that's saying this, and you shouldn't just believe me because I am saying this. This is what THD members are actually saying. This is what THD members are actually doing. If you don't believe me, watch this. Members of True Trading Group, I want you to do right now on this live stream. There are many of you here. Type the number 1 if you're making money and you guys are becoming better traders right now in this market environment. Literally right now, are you guys making money? If the answer is yes, I want you to type the number 1 in chat right now. Anyone that is on this live stream, guys, anyone that is on this live stream, okay, that is not a member, you need to pay attention to how many people are typing the number 1 in chat right now, because these people are your peers. They are your friends. They're your coworkers. They're your family members. And if they can do this, then so can you. They are putting themselves in a position where it doesn't matter to them whether or not there's a recession. Is that not one of the most freeing feelings that you could ever possibly imagine? I know some people are having a tough time going to sleep at night. I know some people are worried. But when you are able to sit here and tell yourself, hey, you know what? No, I know I'm making money and I can make money for the next several months, that stress fades. Here is my point. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Okay? That is my point. Doubled my account today. Steven Rosario, congratulations. Literally doubled their account today. Added 44% to the account today. That's insane. Plus 52% SPY calls into the close. Bang. Insane. Best decision I ever made. It's all truth. There you go. To be honest, TGD educated me to stay calm and take advantage of volatility. This is by far the greatest move of my entire life. It's insane. Tipped 10% in the account today. 1,000% gain today for Matthew. That's ridiculous. Absolutely insane. Guys, also do me a favor. Make sure you hit the live button. Make sure you're watching this live stream live. So click the live button down there in the bottom left-hand corner. You should see a red dot next to the word live to make sure you guys are watching this in real time. Okay. Yeah, Vanilla Man, I agree with you. Agree with you 100%. Without significant trade agreements and a major shift in these tariff policies, markets will go lower. I agree with you 100%. You know, I think the only way that the markets, way to go, Renee had 135% gain today. My boy Terry had a 280% gain today. Really nicely done. Great job. My boy Terry, very nicely done, brother. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, you know, Vanilla Man, I agree with you 100%. I don't think, like, you're going to get CPI data this week. Even if that CPI data comes in lighter than expected, I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters, and the markets can still trade lower. Any bounce in the market that is not from a change in tariff policy, I think you have to fade it. Just short that bounce, sell that bounce if it's from anything other than a shift in this policy. How many people are on this live stream right now that are not members? I want you to see something real quick. Do me a favor, type the letters TTG in chat real quick, please, guys. If you're not a member, type the letters TTG, please, real quick. I just want to see how many people we have here that are not members. I want you guys to see something. Nice. Tony Stock says, I'm a new member, haven't taken many trades yet, but I know I do not feel alone anymore with my TGD fam. I love to hear that. Yaqueen Rojas, how are you? Saki's man, for God and country, amen. We got Luke Storp, Johnny Hodge, Forrest Peters, Alex Pro. I mean, listen, we had over 130 people sign up in the last 2 days, so I can't imagine there's going to be that many of you. Luke Storp, Carlos Melendez, Gail Lodge, Mint Jewel, Jordan. All right, cool. So we still have a bunch of people on here. Isam. Yeah, listen, literally between Sunday and yesterday, we had like roughly 130 people that just joined the True Trading Group over the last couple of days. So I really wasn't expecting many people to still be on the live stream that are not members of the community. But I'm happy to have you guys here. Obviously, you're probably wondering what's going on and what's taking place. It's insane. It's insane right now. I'm very humbled by it. I want you guys to understand fully. Okay. I want you guys to understand fully that when you make a decision to come and join True Trading Group and you look towards myself and the eight other professional traders that are moderators in True Trading Group, you look towards us for help and for guidance and to kind of help you guys through these times. We take that very, very, very seriously because this is your financial livelihood that we are speaking about. And that's not a joke. That's not a game. It's something we take very serious. I'm taking a break because I got washed. No community yet. Jordan, look, man, this is what I'm talking about, right? Like you said, you got washed. No community yet. I'm not trying to necessarily boast. I don't want you to mistake what I am saying as arrogance. I'm trying to express the opportunity that is in the market right now for you to make money while the balance of your 401k or your IRA has been going down. Okay. Because anyone that owns anything in their long-term portfolio has seen that balance go down in the last week. Okay. How many, this is one more time, Jordan. Okay. One more time. If you missed it before, members, how many of you are making money? Type the number 1 again if you're a member of True Trading Group and you are making money. Just one more time. If you're a member of True Trading Group, you're making money, type the number 1. And again, I'm not trying to boast. I'm not trying to say, look how amazing we are. Yes, we have amazing traders, amazing moderators that send out their trade alerts. We have amazing members. We have over 10,000 members in 114 different countries. Some amazing traders inside of the community. But I want you to see what's actually truly possible. And this is impressive, right? This is impressive. You see all these number 1s, and it's great. It's impressive and it's great. But you want me to ask an even more important question? You want me to ask an even more important question? Here's a more important question. Type the number 2 if before you joined True Trading Group, you got your ass handed to you. Type the number 2 if you got washed like Jordan. If you got your ass kicked before you joined True Trading Group, you lost a ton of money. Type the number 2. This might be an even more of an important question. The point I'm making, Jordan, is that you're not alone. I wouldn't expect you to be able to consistently make money in the market because you're not trained to do so. This is not your job. Okay? It's not your job. Just like you wouldn't expect me to show up to your place of work and just dominate the workspace. Okay? I would need someone that's been doing it for 20 years to show me the right way to do it. If you're a construction worker, I can't just show up one day, okay? I can't just show up one day, okay, and just hop into a bulldozer and expect I'm not going to kill somebody or break something because I have no idea how to operate the machinery. I wouldn't expect you to just show up one day in the stock market with a Robinhood account and just go to town and just start killing it and making a bunch of money. All the people that just told you that they were getting their asses handed to them, that includes, listen, you don't just join True Trading Group and then just make millions of dollars the next day. Okay? That's not what happens. I'm not going to insult your intelligence and tell you that you join True Trading Group and within 30 days, I'll make you a millionaire, right? But you have some idiots on social media that try to put these false advertisements, insanely misleading results. Like, 10 minutes a day, I'll show you how to make $1,000 every day for the rest of your life. Like, totally full of crap. Run as far away from that person as you possibly can. Guys, I was trained on Wall Street. I worked on Wall Street, worked for a fund. That's my background. In case you guys are new to this stream, I began my trading career working at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City. Okay. And they had me go through a training program before they let me touch $1 of the fund's money. I was trained by professionals on Wall Street. And then you had 2008 happen, which was the worst stock market crash and the worst recession that anybody on this live stream has ever seen. And that is the exact same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. This is not my first rodeo in an environment like this. I thrived in it before in 2008. I thrived in it in 2020, and we are thriving in it again in 2025. And this is just the beginning. This volatility is not going anywhere. It's easy for you to believe that there's some shortcut, okay? You want to believe that there is somebody out there that if you can just find the right person that can predict the future, if you can find the person that has a special, super top secret strategy that nobody else knows about except them, that they're going to show you the way to make money and become a multi-bajillionaire. It's easy to believe in that shortcut. It's easy to believe in the tooth fairy. It's easy to believe, okay? I'm going to stop right there in case there's children. It's easy to believe in the shortcut, okay? Than it is to believe in yourself. Than it is to believe that anything worth doing isn't easy. But just because this isn't easy, it's not impossible. You are seeing your peers tell you they're doing this. And if they can do it, so can you. They're not smarter than you. They're not luckier than you. They don't have more time than you. 82% of our members have a full-time job. What is your excuse then? True Trading Group is a platform. It is not just a Discord with some kid calling out trade alerts. Okay, we work directly with companies like the CBOE, OpenAI. We have a data partnership agreement direct with the NASDAQ. We received the Benzinga FinTech Award for the best AI trading assistant tool. All of these things are true. Speaking of which, our mods. True Trading Group is not watch Mike trade. I know I'm the face. I know I'm the person you see here. But we have 8 other professional traders that are moderators. Okay? We have 8 other people that are moderators in TTG that are full-time professional traders. Some of them have Wall Street experience like myself, like Gio, for example. Gio's been trading for 30 years. He actually used to be a market maker. He's worked for different trading houses and a couple different banks. He's been trading for over 30 years, former market maker. Then we have Andrea, who's been trading since 2009. Okay, successfully consistent profitable trader since the great financial crisis. Then you have another, Glennie, who doesn't act in this capacity for True Trading Group, but was formerly, a financial advisor for over 30 years and has very in-depth market experience and fundamental analysis, and we can go through earnings and really help from a fundamental standpoint. Then we have, another person, Chris, who's been trading for over 25 years. But then we also have moderators that joined True Trading Group having zero experience whatsoever. You have Shai Martin, for example, who, congratulations, is literally having the biggest week that she has ever had in her entire trading career, who is a military veteran, left her job, a high-paying job in the IT space, to fulfill and pursue her career as a full-time professional trader, and has exceeded even her own wildest of dreams and expectations, and has become an incredible trader. She joined True Trading Group back in 2020 or 2021 during the GameStop short squeeze madness without knowing anything about the markets, without knowing anything about options, and is now an absolute monster and is just locked in her biggest week ever. Shai, I will tell you that I'm so incredibly proud to have seen how far you have come and the trader that you have become, and you deserve every single thing that is coming to you. And I'm just so happy that you have been able to just take yourself, and I know you carry your family on the back of your shoulders like the weight of the world. And I'm just so happy that you are able to do that for you and your family. You have busted your ass to get to where you are now today, and I'm proud of you for that. I know you're on here on this live stream. I saw your comments, and that's why I just wanted to say that. We got a comment on the screen. Finally been able to make it to this stream. I'm so excited. I signed up 3 weeks ago, roughly. I traded off and on prior, but I always lost. I'm up $10,000 in 3 weeks trading SPY options. That is what I am talking about. You joined 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, you've made 10 grand the last couple of days. This is what's possible. Okay? This is what is possible. And it's not me. I'm not the reason for this. These people are. These people are. We provide the platform, the education, the tools, the community. And it works. And it works. We have about a 75% retention rate amongst our members. We have less than a 2.5% refund rate. You saw how many people said to you that they're making money. Direct partnership with the NASDAQ. Global Benzinga FinTech Award. Over 10,000 people from 114 different countries have already found out that this platform and this program and what we have created here, it works. Not because I say it works. Not because I'm the world's greatest trader. I've never claimed to be. I'm a damn good one, but I've never claimed to be the world's best. I'm curious how many people on here feel like they didn't or they don't have enough money to get started. Just type me. Type the word me. M-E. If you feel like you didn't have enough money to get started. I will be joining. Just need to get my mindset back after this bad run and stabilize my finances. Jordan, this is This is for you. This one's for you. Just type the word me if you guys feel that way. You feel like you don't have enough money to get started. Many of you. Many of you. I get it. DLK, nothing wrong with that. DLK says, hey, I just joined yesterday. I don't have much to trade with, but I made $10 today. You got to start somewhere. I love it. This is not a pitch. This is not a pitch about some massive savings to join. Okay, to join your trading group. I want to give a big shout out to another one of our moderators. Her name is Diane, and I believe she is watching this live stream right now as we speak. Diane is someone that I have a tremendous amount of respect for. Diane specializes in, zero DTE options or front week options, and specifically small account trading. The reason why Diane specializes in small account trading is because back during COVID, you see, Diane works in the event space. I believe she does like marketing material for concerts and like live events out in Vegas. Well, when COVID happened, that entire industry disappeared. There were no live events. There were no concerts. So therefore, there was no income. And instead of just signed up for the trial. Aaron, do yourself a favor. Wait for that. Wait for that. Let me finish first. Okay. Well, you already joined the trial. Don't anybody else join the trial. Let me finish first. Aaron, send a text message right now to 1-888-621-2127. Aaron, you specifically, send a text message to that phone number. Nobody else join the trial. Let me finish first. Let me jump back into what I want to talk about here with Diane. Instead of looking for handouts and making excuses when COVID hit, Diane believed in herself, got involved in the stock market as a way for her to make money until things went back to normal with COVID. Diane joined True Trading Group in January of 2021. And she had received a free share for joining Robinhood. If you guys remember back in the day, when you opened up a Robinhood account, they would give you a free share of some random stock. Well, fortunately for her, when she joined, the share that she was given was worth around $100. So Diane then took that share and she sold it. And she started her trading account with $100. Diane then took that trading account and turned it into a source of capital that allows her to pay all of her bills from here today. Trading has now become her main source of income and has been something that has allowed her to reach a level of financial stability and security that she never thought possible. And she did all of that from 2021 to 2023 and has continued to do so today. That is absolutely incredible. The reason I'm telling you this is because you do not need tens of thousands of dollars to get started trading. It is a complete misconception. There's certain things that you cannot trade. That is true. There are certain strategies that you cannot implement. That is true. But it doesn't mean you can't trade. We will teach you how to day trade options with a cash account, not a margin account, so you can avoid the PDT rule. That is exactly what Diane did. And that is what allowed her to get to a point where, starting with $100 in her account, she has been able to create a living for herself. I bring this up for you because True Trading Group is a family. And True Trading Group is about real relationships. You're not just a number when you join this community. You make friends. We call each other family. We call us the TTG family. All 10,000 of us in 114 different countries. And Diane has stepped away from True Trading Group here recently for some health reasons. And Diane, I want to tell you, I know you're here. You are severely missed. And listen, she was getting better. Now she is not. Okay? That's it. I'm not going to talk too much else about that. But you are very, very missed. She was a moderator, or is a moderator at True Trading Group. Calls out trades, provides analysis, just like the rest of all the moderators do inside of TTG. My husband and I would have been homeless if it wasn't for Diane. Our bodies failed us and we struggled to support ourselves. Thanks to her, I'm not rich, but I'm able to consistently pay our bills. Old timey, that is absolutely incredible. Yeah, I saw your message in chat today when you had said that. I saw your message in chat today. That's what I'm talking about. Like that's what this is really about. This isn't about, oh, you want to go buy a Rolex or you want to go buy a Lamborghini, you want to fly on a private jet. All that stuff is cool, but that's not what this is about. This is about people being able to pay their bills and being able to say to themselves, I don't have to worry about if I lose my job. I don't have to worry about what happens with the economy. I don't have to worry about a recession because I know that as long as the stock market's open, I have a source of income, and that is freeing. The amount of stress that will come off of you is unexplainable. That's why members of True Trading Group right now aren't really nervous about what's happening right now. They're really just excited because this volatility is allowing them to have some of their biggest trading days they've ever had. Please listen to me carefully. The next 90 days matter. Okay? The next 90 days matter. The decisions that you make over the next 90 days will follow you for years. The decisions you make over the next 90 days will have a lasting impact on your financial situation for years to come. We're going to find out within the next 90 days whether the tariffs stay on, whether they come off, whether the Fed starts cutting rates, whether inflation comes back down, whether there's going to be a recession or we're going to avoid a recession. You're going to have those answers in the next 90 days. And if you make a mistake like you did in 2022, like you did in 2023 with the banking crisis, like you did in 2020 with COVID, and if you panic at the bottom, it will follow you for years. Make money on the way down and use that money to be a buyer when you get near that bottom, rather than panicking and selling like you might have done in 2022 or like you might have done in 2020. People will literally be tested. People will be put in bad situations between now and then. The market might go lower. You might lose your job. People are going to be tested. This is why we're doing something very unique in True Trading Group. This is why we are doing something that really is a first time ever that we've never done before. all of the people that typed the letters TTG before that said you are not a member of True Trading Group, listen to me carefully. I want you to go directly to ttgoffer.com. That is ttgoffer.com. True Trading Group is normally a 1-year annual membership. That 1-year annual membership costs over $1,000. And the reason why it is it's usually a year-long membership is because I don't want you to feel rushed. You got to make all this money right away. Sometimes life gets in the way. I want you to take your time. I want you to go through the courses. I want you to use the tools. I want you to familiarize yourself with the platform. I want you to feel like you have time to do things at your own pace, on your own time, at your own schedule. But honestly, I genuinely believe the next 90 days are too critical. We have been bombarded with messages on our social medias. We've been bombarded with emails to the info at True Trading Group. We've offered this now for the last 2 days. And the response has been absolutely amazing. And this is not our business model. I'll make myself very clear. If you have joined True Trading Group at any point over the last 7 years, you guys paid for an annual membership that lasted you 12 months. What we are doing right now for this time is I'm offering you a 90-day complete full access to the platform and program for just $250. That's it. I don't want you to try and figure this out by yourself. I think it's too critical and important of a time. You should be part of a community that knows what they are doing. And I'm not just talking about myself. I want to really make that clear. I'm not just talking about myself. Yes, I know what I'm doing. Yes, I've been through 2008. Yes, I was doing this for almost 2 decades. Yes, all those things are true. But there's 10,000 other people that are part of this community that also know what they're doing. And in situations like this, there's strength in numbers, and numbers matter. Like Jordan said before, I got washed. I'm not part of any community. You don't have to feel alone. You have questions, people will answer them. Don't try to figure this stuff out on your own. I think it's too important. Okay? I think it's too important. What's the cost to renew after the 90 days? Okay, so Jason, great question. We will work with you. Okay? We will work with you. Okay? We will give you a full annual membership for less than $1,000 and we'll credit you the $250 that you're paying for now for the 90 days. That's fair. We'll work with you. We'll give you less than $1,000. We'll charge you less than $1,000 for a full annual membership if you want to become a full annual member. Now, listen, this 90-day membership, there's no upgrade. There's no automatic renewal. It's not like, oh, if you forget to cancel, we charge you for a full year. No. After your 90 days are up, it expires. You're never charged anything again. You will manually have to tell us, I want to become an annual member. And then we will work with you and say, okay, here's what we'll charge you. We'll credit you the $250 you already paid, and then we can get you set up for a full annual membership. It's not going to happen automatically. If you do nothing, it'll expire and you're done. You're going to have to pay yourself again. You would have, if you want to become an annual member, you're going to have to yourself physically pay again with your credit card. It's not just going to happen automatically. I want to make that very clear. Joining for the next 90 days is your insurance policy. Forget about the year. Join for the next 90 days. Let's not make any mistakes that are going to haunt you for years. Let's generate some income while the volatility is just absolutely through the roof. And then we'll worry about the year. Then we'll worry about the year. ttgoffer.com. If you have any questions, send a text message to 1-888-621-2127. Again, that's 1-888-621-2127. 621-2127. I can't keep doing this. This is not our business model. Okay. This is costing us as a company. Listen, True Trading Group is a business. There's over 30-person staff, 10,000 customers around the world. Okay. This is a business. It is costing us as a company. Okay. Okay. If you guys join for the 90 days and you don't think it was worth the $250, we'll give you 30 days extra for free. And then you have the double your money back guarantee, which we usually offer with the annual membership. If you guys decide you want to become an annual member, we also offer double your money back guarantees. So let's say you paid, I don't know, $900. I'm making up a number. We'll work it out with you if you decide you want to. And if you can't make the $900 back at least one time during your membership with us, we'll give you back $1,800. We'll give you back double your money. You'll unlock the double your money back guarantee if you decide you want to become a full-time annual member of True Trading Group. And we can do that because our refund rate is less than 2.5%. So I don't mind doing it. If our refund rate was like 15%, then I wouldn't do it. You know? And how can I do it? People stay here, guys. People stay at True Trading Group at a clip in the mid 70s. People have a real chance here of succeeding. People have a real chance of making money. And never has there been a time where it's more important for people to do that than right now. Especially if you're nervous about a recession, if you're nervous about your job, there's never been a better time to do it than right now. This is an insurance policy. That's how I want you to look at it. Ask yourself, why are all these people that are members of True Trading Group, why are they on this live stream? Like George, I saw your comments before. Why do you think all these people that are members are still on this live stream? They hear my sales pitch every day on this live stream. Guys, why are you still here? Members of True Trading Group, why do you come on these live streams every day? And don't worry, I'm going to talk about the market. I'm going to tell you what I think about tomorrow and everything else. Real question, members, why do you come on these live streams? Answer. Just type it in chat. You tell me why you come on these live streams if you're a member of True Trading Group already. Yeah, Aaron, my pleasure, brother. My pleasure. To learn, community, we are a family because we care for you and the value you provide. We're a family. We support each other. Community support. My market analysis is always something to learn from you. Education with the family. We are a family. Support and TGD is worth it because we love you, bro. Yo, my boy Nas, what's up, man? Love you too, man. Hope you're doing well. Family that cares, community first. We want to pay it forward so others can be successful too. I like that. The real deal. We want everyone to succeed. I'm addicted to TTG. Support. Best truthful analysis out there. Humble and clear. Community and family plus Adam. There you go. To hear what you're thinking. Golden nuggets of info. Hear Mike's take on the markets.
Nobody said Adam.
I swear to God, somebody said that. Somebody else just said Adam too. I'm serious.
No.
Yes. Because TTG is a real community. So that's the point, right? Hey, what's up, Keith? Yes, Keith Sutherland says, Mike, what's up? I just signed up yesterday. Already made money today. That's what I'm talking about. Way to go, Keith.
It's so crazy because it's like if I was watching you do this infomercial every day. This edumercial is what we call it.
It is an edumercial.
This edumercial. I would think that you were completely full of shit.
I would probably think I was full of shit too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, 100%.
And
the fact that you have people that are just signing up this week, and they're like, "Yo, this actually did work." Dude, that's a really good feeling.
It's an amazing feeling, and what's an even better feeling is, getting the messages like we're getting from people that are talking about, like the money that they made in the last week or two is going to be able to, they're like, hey, I have enough money to pay my mortgage for the next 6 months.
Right. If something happens,
like, I'm set now. Like I feel so much better. I was nervous.
You can't put a price tag on that stuff.
Yep. Look, Keith says, yes, sir. No BS, folks. TTG is legit.
We need a better sales team because our sales team should have contacted you to upgrade to a year already, but it's fine. We're glad that you're here. Now, look, it's a nice feeling to have something. Adam,
let me just touch on this real quick. Forgotten Country says, I signed up for the 7-day trial. I'm assuming that's different than the 90 days. Yes. So listen, Forgotten Country, and this goes for anybody else on this live stream. We do have a 7-day trial, but I want to be fully transparent. The 90-day offer I'm giving you right now is just for this live stream. If you go through the trial membership, an annual membership will cost you $1,497. You will not be able to do the 90 days for $250. You'll just have an option after your trial is over. You either become an annual member for $1,497 or you just don't join. Okay. If you're okay with that, if you want the 7-day trial first and you're okay then paying $1,497, then be my guest, go through the trial. But I don't want you to think I pulled a fast one on you.
Yeah. To anyone that signed up
this is not part of. Yeah, this is not part of our business model. We don't offer 90-day memberships. We're just doing it right now during this time because I know people are kind of scared, and I want to help as many people as we can. I want as many people to have a low barrier to entry. Think of this as an insurance policy. So we're saying, listen, for the next 90 days. $250 get you in, become part of the team. Let's start to make some money together. Let's not make, any mistakes that are going to cost us for years. Okay. Yeah, you guys have built something no one else will have the guts to. You built it for us. Amen to that, TRT. Amen to that. So yeah, Forgotten Country
is a firefighter, and I got to tell you, I'm pretty sure his entire department has signed up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Bald Eagle's I think the entire fire department has, or at least I know his entire shift has joined.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
We have a ton of first responders and military personnel.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's something we're really proud of also.
Very proud of that. But yeah, so Forgotten Country and anybody else, if you guys don't want that and instead you want the 90 days for just $250, you have to send a text message to us. So we have to manually then process that transaction for you because you already have an account with that email address as your trial. So we have to whitelist your email and give you the 90 days. So just send a text message, Forgotten Country, and anybody else that's having the same issue. Send a text message to 1-888-621-2127. It's crazy how so many people waste their time looking at nonsense and will not educate themselves to become financially literate. THD is the place to be. Abdul, amen to that, man. Well said. Well said. But yeah, guys, so send a text message. Joe, if you want to maybe just drop the phone number on the screen for people, they can write it down. 1-888-621-2127. Text that number now if you guys want the 90 days. Okay? Whether you guys hate Adam or you lost money in the past, whatever it is, if you're a previous member of True Trading Group and you guys want to come back home for the 90 days for $250, just text us 1-888-621-2127. All right. Or go to ttgoffer.com and sign up now. All right. You guys get the full annual membership. Full access to the membership for 90 days. It's not a limited membership. It's just not for a year. It's for 90 days. So it comes with everything, all the courses, Benzinga Pro, their Benzinga Pro newsfeed, trading views charts, trade idea scanner, unusual options activity, options flow, dark pool data. All of it's included for the 90 days for $250. It's a no-brainer. Get your butts in, become part of the fam. Let's get through this time together. And then we'll talk about if you want to stay with us for the year. Okay. Now, listen, we have like other things. We have like additional trading programs and like boot camps and other things that you can pay for that are extra. But this is all you need to get started. It really is. It's all you guys need to get started. Okay. There's nothing basic about it. It's all you guys need to get started. Okay. It's more than enough to get you guys for what you need. All right. So there you go. ttgoffer.com. All right. Let's talk about the markets today, great day for us again. What I did today and the analysis coming into the day today, and obviously if you're not a member of True Trading Group, then you don't know about this, but our analysis today, and members, I'll just go over this with you guys. You guys can just type true or false if this is in fact true. If this is in fact true on how this happened today, type true or false. We said today in True Trading Group with the gap up today that we probably push early, get into 526, 525, which is the gap entry from Friday, and it's right above yesterday's high, and then fade. That was the analysis that we had said. And I told people, I go, listen, you can probably make money both ways today, but you're going to have to be quick on the long. True or false, is that not what we said today pre-market before the markets opened? Every day in True Trading Group, you're going to get the moderator's analysis of what we think is going to happen, what stocks we're focused on, entry and exit points. And today, I said I'm going to look for the long early and the short later. Okay, push up into that resistance on the SPY, then look for shorts. My big win today was actually short JP Morgan. I went after JP Morgan short because JP Morgan was just in such a beautiful level of resistance. For me, this was a pretty easy trade. You have previous resistance here in August and October, the previous all-time high. You gapped above it, right? It became support. You drop back into its support. And then there is support last week. And then that also creates a head and shoulders. There's your left shoulder. Okay. There's the head. There's the right shoulder. And here's the neckline. You broke that neckline last week with the big sell-off. And then today you rallied back into it and you rallied back right into the neckline. Now, textbook head and shoulder breakdowns, the neckline becomes resistance when it gets retested back to the upside. So when we get retested back to the upside, we go ahead and we say, hey, listen, I'm going to look to short JP Morgan today up around 226, and it'll be the SPY up around 526. And that's exactly what you got today. And then you take a look here at JP Morgan, and JP Morgan pushes right into that 526 resistance level. And we went ahead and I took the trade. I waited for that one little rejection candle. I took the trade short right there. Right here was my entry on the short. Okay. And a lot of members that followed me on the trade, they went after the 225 strike put, Friday's expiration, and caught a 100% gain on this thing as this thing just faded out as the day went on. And I just start ripping profits, okay, off the table on this thing until I finally get flat. I mean, this was just an unbelievable trade for us. So we just kept peeling profit off the table. And it was just a beautiful trade, and the other thing I want you guys to understand, if you're not a member of True Trading Group, this is something, I don't care if you're not in front of your computer. As long as you have a cell phone, you guys can follow along with what we're doing because we have a mobile app in TTG that sends you real-time push notifications when our mods enter and exit positions. So this way you guys are able to benefit from what we're doing, even if you're not in front of your computer. When I entered this trade, the stock stayed at the exact same, and the option and the stock stayed at the exact same price that I got in for like 30 minutes. You could have gotten this alert on your phone at work and in a couple of minutes opened up your Webull account, your E-Trade, your Thinkorswim, whatever, and went in, bought some put options on JP Morgan, set a stop loss, put your phone down, and 2 hours later get notified, wow, they just took profits, 50% gain, take profits, put your phone down. And then another hour later, taking profits, 100% gain, take profit, put your phone down. This is the kind of stuff that you guys are going to be able to do in a time like this. That's valuable. So big shout out and big congratulations there. And it was just an easy resistance level on the SPY. I mean, honestly, like this is just levels based trading, levels based trading. You had the gap entry and the high of the day from Friday, which is the massive sell-off day. You had yesterday's high. Okay. And then and then there's the high of the day today. It's a triple top. The market's gapped up 3.5%. We were up 4.5%. You got to think to yourself, in order for the markets to break through that level and push, what? You're going to have a 5.5%, 6.5% up day. You're in a bear market. In bear markets, you get these massive rallies, but then you need to fade them because really nothing changed. The markets got oversold yesterday with the big gap down over the weekend. You have now a rally back to the upside from oversold conditions, but fundamentally nothing changed. The tariff situation didn't change. There's not a delay on tariffs. There was not a negotiation on tariffs. It was just the tariffs are still coming at midnight. So nothing has changed. So you need to fade resistance levels. Let the stocks rally into resistance and then fade them. Fade them. That's funny. Mark Porter, funny comment. I do hate Adam. I'm a past member. However, what I hate most is that after I left, I found out that all the stuff I loved about TTG, a lot was his doing. That is very true. That is very, very, very true. That's a nice comment there, Mark. That's a nice comment there. Very true.
That was very nice. I remember who you are, and I don't really like you either. But I appreciate the comment a lot.
Yes. Fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, look, takes a lot of that's a lot of character right there.
It is. That is a lot of character. It is. Mark, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, look, for those that know me, I am I'm not one of these people that subscribe to the customer's always right and we have to, bend over backwards all the time. And sometimes the answer is just no. But you will never find somebody that gives more of himself to ensure that somebody else, people that have already paid, that you're not getting anything new out of, have the things that they need and continue to have the things that they need to thrive. So that is a big, big responsibility that I take on, and something I take very, very serious. So yeah, I'm not here to be anyone's best friend. This is a family atmosphere. But I'm not here to be your brother or your cousin. I'm here to make sure that you have a place to come so that when Mike asks if you're making money, you can type the number 1.
Right.
So that if I'm here to make sure this doesn't turn into the Fire Fest of trading communities. That this isn't just some Discord or some Reddit room. So yeah, it's, Mike's here to be your best friend. I'm here to, I'm here to make sure that you have a place to hang out with your best friend and get the most benefit from it. That's my job.
Amen. There you go.
And Mark, send me a text, dude. I'm gonna buy your annual membership back.
Wow.
So yeah, that took a lot of backbone. Yep.
Wow. That's nice. I like this. Good vibes.
There's a lot about it. That took a lot of character, bro.
Yeah, it did. Good vibes. Nice job, guys. Family environment. I like it. So, all right. So yeah, guys, listen, as far as tonight, you had the VIX really rip face today. Obviously a huge volatility type of day. And just when you thought the VIX was about to blow it out, you had another huge recovery day today. And at this point, we really just have to see, what we are going to get at midnight. I don't know. I got to come in here. Man, I wish I could do it, but I don't have the time to be looking at these charts and trades, but I'm getting close to retirement. Gerardo, you don't need to have time to be staring at charts, man. 82% of our members have full-time jobs. You know, 82% of our members have a full-time job. You don't need to be staring at charts all day long. That's what the moderators and I are here for. That's what we do for a living. I don't expect you to stare at charts for 8 hours a day. I don't. Part of the service you pay for is to get a notification in real time sent to your cell phone when one of our mods enters a position. And then you get notified on your cell phone when one of our mods exits a position. That's part of the service you pay for. So I don't want to hear that as an excuse. Oh, I don't have time to look at the charts. We have truck drivers in True Trading Group that are on the road 14 hours a day. You think they have time to sit and stare at charts all day long? Or are they driving a big rig across the country? We have teachers, we have construction workers, we have doctors, we have active service, active military, IT professionals, entrepreneurs, and everything in between. I'm a day trader by day and college custodian at night. You can make it work if you really want to. Amen to that, Blaze. Amen to that. Amen to that. So that's where we're at, guys. Listen, what I'm looking for is I'm going to continue to short bounces until something around the tariffs changes materially. You have firefighters running 12 calls a shift and still are able to trade. Yep. That's Bull Eagle. His whole crew trades. With TGD, I feel like losing money is a choice in the market. Oh, I like that. I like that. It is a choice. It is a choice. Listen, this is what you should, remember this. This is a quote that I like to give all of our members. Successful traders are more concerned with how much they're going to lose if they're wrong. Struggling traders are more concerned with how much they're going to make if they're right. Keith Reed says, I own a tile business with 12 guys working for me. Trust me, you have the time. With all due respect, if anyone is making excuses not to TTG, may not be for you. Put in the work. Listen, anyone will succeed here. What are some of the stocks on the weaker side that you were eyeing? Oh, man. HT, take your pick, man. Take your pick. I mean, everything is weak except healthcare. So I would just stay away from healthcare. I mean, healthcare is a good hedge for the long. Like United Health has been strong. Abbott Labs has been strong. I think you're probably going to get a bounce on ISRG and Boston Scientific. I don't know if I said that already, but these are just some some healthcare names. Healthcare names I think I've been holding up. But I mean, you can just take your pick. There's so much weakness out there. I mean, tech is obviously one of the weakest spots. Anything affected by tariffs is weak. Retail, Apple, Starbucks, because of tariffs. There's so many different companies that are just so affected by tariffs. And it's not even just that. It's like you look at growth wise, you have to look at the companies that are weak. Some of the stocks that are holding up better than others, like Palantir is holding up better than others, even though Palantir is very expensive from a valuation standpoint. It's holding up better than others. There's weakness all over the place. Like Kava is holding up better than others. I would say, the area of the market that I think would rip. Let's talk about this for a second. Let's say there's a delay on tariffs. What do? I think you should literally just go long semiconductors. I think you should go long Taiwan Semi, Broadcom, Micron, ARM, NVIDIA. I would look to go long those stocks if there was a delay in tariffs. I would also look to go long some retail names like Lululemon, Nike. They probably rip if there's a delay on tariffs because they're so affected by tariffs. Areas that are weak are going to be recessionary names like travel stocks and oil stocks because people are worried about a recession. So, I mean, there's some different areas of the market, but there's areas of healthcare that are healthcare, consumer staples. These are places to kind of hide Doesn't necessarily mean the stocks are going to like rip higher, but they're just not going to go down as much as some of these other names. And I think like those are places you can hide out in, like Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Procter and Gamble. Those are going to be your consumer staples that'll do okay. But I'm cleaning windows right now in my janitorial company and listening to the stream. That's awesome. This is why we give people an attitude when they make excuses. Everybody has excuses, right? Everybody has a reason why they're busy. Everyone has excuses, but they don't have real reasons. So that's why I give people crap when they're like, "Oh, I don't have time." Yeah, you do. This guy's cleaning windows right now with an earbud in, listening to the live stream. You guys can make the time if you wanted to. ttgoffer.com. 90 days. Let's do it. Insurance policy. Let's go. If you like it after 90 days, we'll talk about you staying with us for the full year. And I'll credit you the $250 you're going to pay for the 90 days. What do you have to lose? Honestly. All right. So with regards to tomorrow, we have to wait and see what happens with tariffs. If tariffs go into effect at midnight, what do I think happens? Listen, if the tariffs are delayed, then it's an easy gap up. Futures market will go nuts. You can probably just go long futures and probably catch yourself hella points to the upside. It'll be a pretty easy long if they're delayed. You'll probably gap back up and push right back into the 520s tomorrow if the tariffs were to be delayed. But if they're not delayed, I think you have to probably trade back down into the low 480s. You maybe even, depending on what happens with China, and depending on if China retaliates again, because China retaliated with an additional 34% on top of what they already have after we announced our tariffs. And then we announced another additional tariff on top of that in response to that. If China then leapfrogs us again, then I would assume you have to probably break yesterday's low and trade into the 470s. And then I would be careful in the 470s. I would be careful of holding shorts into the 470s. Not to say that I don't think that level breaks, but I think you still would get a potential bounce attempt off of the 470s. So I think that you should probably take profit off on shorts into that level. Maybe, and if you want to be tactical enough, you can maybe get a couple of day bounces as maybe like the bank earnings are not as bad as people thought. And then the markets, try to bounce. And then you get into, bigger earnings over the next week or two. And the earnings are terrible, or the guidance rather, I should say, are terrible. And then that takes the market its next leg down as you get bad earnings and no headway on tariffs for 2 weeks. That takes the markets lower, probably into the 460s. But I think you might try to bounce first in the 470s. So the way I'm approaching tomorrow is let's just wait and see what happens at 12 o'clock. If there's any new, anything materially new or changing with the tariffs, we'll adjust tomorrow, and I'll go long if there's a delay on tariffs. But if not, we'll probably be short for tomorrow, taking profits into the low 480s, holding some into the 470s. But then I'd probably be taking the profits off into that level and then waiting for a little bit of a bounce, let the CPI, PPI numbers come out, let the banks report earnings on Friday, and then maybe that tries to stabilize the market. And like, oh, look, earnings aren't that bad with the banks, because honestly, the banks are in really good positions. The banks are in a better position than they've ever been going into an economic slowdown. So, I know people automatically look to just crush the banks during recessions, and rightfully so. They will go down. But the banks themselves are in a much better position going into the slowdown than in previous slowdowns. So it's possible you can get, a welcome earnings surprise from the banks, and maybe the market try to stabilize on that. But then as you go into over the weekend, no update on tariffs, then you get into more earnings next week, and then earnings gets pulled. Either earnings gets lowered or companies just choose not to put any guidance out at all. So either guidance gets lowered or they pull the guidance entirely. I feel like the markets would go lower at that time. Are you going to add to your long-term portfolio? I did yesterday. I literally bought stuff yesterday. When we opened up in the 480s, I bought stuff. So I have put money to work. I always will when the markets reach a bear market. I mean, when we drop more than 20% from the high, I'll always buy stuff. It's always a good idea to buy stuff. Even if the markets go lower, I don't care. It's always a good idea to buy some stuff when you get into a bear market. I still have cash on the sidelines though. I didn't go full in. I didn't just hold my nose and jump in. I still have cash on the sideline in case we do have a recession, and because then the markets would go significantly lower if we had a recession. So I want to hold on to some cash just in case that is the case. But I did buy some stuff yesterday. Yes. Okay. That's it, guys. That is all. That is all. Thank you for joining me today on my birthday. I really appreciate it. I'm going to enjoy it. My wife got me a porter for dinner, a porterhouse steak, long hots, potatoes, and I'm going to wash that down with a bottle of Opus One. I'm very excited about this. And then I'll smoke a 1926 anniversary Padron while I sip on a Mac 18 with my wife and kid. And that's how I'm going to spend my 40th. I'm very excited about this. Very excited about this. But before I go, I want to say also that it's really important during times like this to have the right news and right access to info. It's key right now. There's a lot of headlines right now that are, misleading. And you've had now the last couple of days news reports that turned out not to be accurate, and somebody reported something that ended up not to be the case. I leave CNBC on my TV all the time, all day, every day. But, I've learned that even that is sometimes not enough, because sometimes they don't break away from a program or a segment that they're on when there's breaking news. So we have Benzinga Pro in True Trading Group, and they're great, but it's not enough right now. They're not fast enough. They're not detailed enough. So I think it's important during times like this to really, get your information from good places. And I think that is really important. And it's really important. Like when something as obscure as a Fed member, makes a comment at some economic forum somewhere that drives the market, you need to know that. And just a regular news feed sometimes is not going to pick that stuff up. You need to know what's what. You can't scramble. You can't oh my God, you're looking in 5 different places. You got to have one place that you guys can really just go to get all that information from reliably. That's important right now. Okay. So that's it. Have a wonderful rest of your night. I'll see you guys all later. Thank you everyone for the birthday well wishes. And again, a big shout out to Diane. Diane, the True Trading Group family wishes you a full and speedy recovery. Best of luck with the fight. And just keep fighting like the sniper trading robot that you are. All right. For those of you that are not members, okay, ttgoffer.com. That is ttgoffer.com. If you guys are not a member, ttgoffer.com. And if you have any questions, text us 1-888-621-2127. Subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and show some love. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Let's see what happens at midnight tonight. Good luck, folks. I'll see you guys all later.